All right, what is this? We low-key got scammed.
22, where you can do anything a man can do. I am so excited to finally be here. You are going to love it. Feminism has done so much for women. Do tell. No more aprons, first of all. Oh,
This is so great. I'm really enjoying the satire of the 1950s housewife being talked to by the girl with purple hair and a ring in her nose. By the way, same girl changed her outfit and how she's dressed, and suddenly, I don't know about you guys, but I think the 1950s lady is much more attractive. And I think most men would agree. Alright, let's see.
do we finally have a butler to cook for us? Oh gosh, no, you'll just eat pre-made greasy crap out of a bag on your way to and from work. I suppose that sounds convenient, so I get to work outside the home? Totally. You get to sit in a cubicle all day while you stare at a computer screen, chugging coffee.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I think 1950s is preferable to that. I think most women would choose staying at home and, you know, working on the house and making sure that your husband has a good home over the garbage that they have to deal with in the modern world, living like a man. I think so, anyway.
So liberating, right? I suppose. I'm at work all day. Will we finally have a Rosie the Robot maid? No, you'll still have.
I mean, it's kind of a funny self-report because, like, that's work. Even when she's trying to do the tradcath, like, this is a trad femme saying, like, capitalism has basically, like, sold us a false narrative that, like, feminism just meant, like, women will be in the workplace and that sucks. And it's so much better to just, like, not be in the workplace and be barefoot in the kitchen, right? That's basically what she's, the argument that she's trying to make is that, like, women would rather be barefoot in the kitchen. Except, like, in the end, it's just literally a distraction.
I actually disagree with this. I don't think so. I don't think that's what she's trying to say. I think what she's trying to say is that the way that women used to live is just better than the current way that women live. I mean, sure, it's work both ways, but which way would you prefer to work? Would you prefer to work for your husband and your family and the happiness of those, or would you prefer to work for the happiness of your employer and their, you know, enrichment? That's the difference. And this barefoot and pregnant garbage is stupid because, frankly, it puts a negative connotation on the things that women are most happy doing. And I don't mean being barefoot and pregnant. I mean literally being the progenitors and the caretakers of the human race. I mean, it's such a noble thing, right? It's such a beautiful thing that like women are literally biologically evolved to do. And nowadays, they're brainwashed not to do it by society, and more women than ever are miserable and taking antidepressants, and then saying, where have all the good men gone, when they've wasted their most fertile years when they could actually attract a man to take care of them. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? And like, I think Hasan's getting the argument wrong here, but after watching him debate with Tate, I actually do respect his intelligence, so I will listen to his points. All right, let's see.
And the main argument against this is still capitalism. Like, the trad femme that is complaining about, like, the trad femme is complaining about fucking doing all the housework, which is still fucking work, by the way. And the new age feminist is complaining about working in a fucking cubicle. The main point in that.
Wait, the original girl's not a feminist. I don't understand. She's supposed to be a traditional housewife. I don't understand. What? Am I not understanding, like, what's going on here?
The through line is just work. That's the part that sucks.
All day. Wait, so I have to work full time plus still manage my home full time? I mean, you want to have it all, right? Okay, but what about my husband? Is he amazing? What? No, you're not married. You live alone with your cat.
Okay, no, the video is great. This video is great. I wonder what Hasan has to say about this.
What? You do date, though. A lot. You can just have sex with whoever, whenever you want. That sounds kind of gross, actually. Just
yeah.
Take them off of this app. What about pregnancy? Oh, there's this magic pill you take. Totally wrecks your hormones, but keeps you from getting pregnant so you can, you know, knock some boots. The pill is magic? Well, it's mostly effective, but don't worry. If by chance you do get pregnant, you can totally just kill the baby by having an abortion. Why would I do that? So you can get back to work, duh. Someone has to...
Oh my god. Who made this video? This is so in your face. Oh my god. This is... Woo, man. Ooh, baby. Oh god.
Fill that cubicle space. Okay, am I at least happy?
No.
I mean, yeah, as long as you don't...
I mean, this is a gigantic L for everybody involved. It's just like, it seems like her life sucks in the past and her life now sucks in the future. I wonder if there was like a way to get out of this, to have a semblance of autonomy, a sense of control over your own life, your own destiny.
Hasan, I mean, you and I both know that most people never have autonomy or control over their futures. Most people are just NPCs living their lives, you know, paycheck to paycheck, and miserable most of the time. That's how it is, right? Like that. So I mean, you're not really going to change that about the average population. Anyway, and it's time for me to get my jab in. Hasan, what you're teaching your male audience, it's not helping. It won't help them to achieve greatness like you have, because you have 1.5 to 3.5 million dollars. That's and you're physically fit and handsome. That's greatness in any man's book. So I think, Hasan, that you should try to teach your audience the proper thing to actually be happy, which is the truth. Hasan, tell them the truth. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you would like to support me, I have a Patreon. It has exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just subscribe to any tier. And let's continue. Any support is appreciated. Here we go.
I don't know. Also, they definitely had abortion back then. Exactly. It's not like a new thing, dumbass.
No, they not like now. No, they did not.
God,
Not like
people
now.
are so stupid.
Skip your antidepressant pill? Another magic pill? Gotta cope somehow? I think I'll just stay here.
Yeah.
Get to have purple hair?
Having to do yard work around the house as if owning a house is the easiest thing. It's an incredibly funny thing because, like, very clearly the video itself has a perspective. And the perspective of the video is that, like, things were better for women back in the day.
They were.
In a more traditional form of relationship, when women
They
didn't
were.
have autonomy, when women didn't actually get hit with the top of the hour ad break at the top of every hour. Here's an idea. You can still live a traditional lifestyle. Nobody's stopping you. I'm just saying, like, no one is really stopping you. Ain't no...
I agree. But here's the problem. The problem is this, and Hasan, again, he doesn't really know female nature, so I won't fault him for this. He doesn't understand that women are hive creatures, right? Women do what other women do. So if all the girls are getting purple hair, putting nose rings in, and getting tattoos, that's what the other girls will do. They're going to do what's on vogue, because women, historically, you know, speaking in our tribal past, if they differed from the group, if they try to break away from the group, they're weaker than men, and if they get pregnant, they can't really protect themselves. They would have died. Being expelled from the group is a death sentence, whereas men, they have a greater chance of living even if they're solo, right? I mean, there's guys that literally live in the forest by themselves their whole lives, right? And anyway, the percentage, like, you know, the time that happens for men is greater than for women. Again, like, yes, there are some women that do this as well, but it's not exactly a common occurrence because, again, the amount of manual labor you have to do if you're living by yourself in the forest is a lot, right? And I mean, we know this, girls just aren't as good at manual labor as men, right? So it's true. You can live a traditional life. You can, it's possible. But is it probable? And the answer is that it's not probable in modern society because all the other girls are doing the bad thing. So, and again, women are herd creatures. So if 80% of the girls are doing the bad thing, then the 81st% is also going to do the bad thing. Even though they could do the good thing, right? They need to be very specifically raised in order to do the good thing, right? What I'm saying is that women should be raised properly to know what is right and wrong and what is true. And not, you go queen, you can have it all, be strong and independent and do all the bad stuff and destroy yourself. You see what I'm saying? All right. Let's continue.
Nobody's out here being like, you can't be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. Kind of seems like you're just mad you're not. Maybe you should stop posting TikToks and get to fucking work churning butter. Seems like you got some, you got wide enough childbearing hips. Why don't you get to work? Put it to good use. Instead of sitting on your ass, posting TikToks. Fuck you doing? Tradwife gender moms?
I actually agree. All right. Again, it's funny because he anyway, as satire, he can tell the truth, but he doesn't generally tell the truth. All right, cool. Again, another article by Rollo Tomasi, The Desire Dynamic. All right, so again, just look up Rollo Tomasi, look up The Rational Male. Guys, if you don't know the real way the world works, the real, like, how female nature is, etc., I mean, just look up The Rational Male, I'm telling you. So here it is. You cannot negotiate desire. It's a very simple principle that most men and the vast majority of women are willfully ignorant of. One of the most common personal problems I've been asked advice for in the past 10 years in some variations is, how do I get it back? Usually, this breaks down into men seeking some methodology to return his relationship to an earlier state where a previously passionate woman couldn't keep her hands off of him. 6 months into a comfortable familiarity and the thrill is gone. But in truth, it's the genuine desire that's gone. It's often at this stage that a man will resort to negotiation. Sometimes this can be as subtle as him progressively doing things for her in the hopes that she'll reciprocate with the same fervor they used to have. Other times, a married couple may go to marriage counseling to resolve their issues and negotiate terms for her compliance. He'll propose to do the dishes and a load of laundry more often in exchange for a feigned interest. Yet no matter what terms are offered, no matter how great an external effort he makes, the genuine desire is not there. In fact, she feels worse for not having the desire after so much effort were made for her compliance. Negotiated desire only ever leads to obligated compliance, which is why her post-negotiation response is often so lackluster and the source of even further frustration on his part. She may be more available to him, but the half-hearted experience is never the same as when they first met, when there was no negotiation, just spontaneous desire. From a male perspective, and particularly that of an uninitiated beta male, negotiation of desire seems a rational solution to the problem. Men tend to innately rely on deductive reasoning, otherwise known as if-then logic. The code is often something like this. I need bedroom fun, plus women have the bedroom fun I want, plus ask women about their conditions for bedroom fun, plus meet the prerequisites for bedroom fun, equals the bedroom fun I want. Makes sense, right? It's simple economics, but built on a foundation that relies on a woman's accurate self-evaluation. The genuine desire they used to experience at the outset of the relationship was predicted upon a completely unknown set of variables. Overtly communicating a desire for reciprocal desire creates obligation, and sometimes even ultimatums. Genuine desire is something a person must come to or be led to of their own volition. You can force a woman by threat to comply with behaving in a desired manner, but you cannot make her want to behave that way. Just because you pay a lady of the night doesn't mean she wants to do the thing you pay her for. Whether LTR or one night stand, strive for genuine desire in your relationships. Half of the battle is knowing you want to be with a woman who wants to please you, not one who feels obligated to. You'll never draw this genuine desire from her by overt means, but you can covertly lead her to this genuine desire. The trick is provoking real desire by keeping her ignorant of your intent to provoke it. Real desire is created by her thinking it's something she wants and not something she has to do. So again, guys, the idea is we're not out here arguing for the girl to genuinely like us. If she doesn't genuinely like you, walk away. But also, we're not out here simping. We're not out here doing stuff for girls for free. If she's not doing the behavior that you want out of her, you are not giving the good behaviors. She doesn't get boyfriend behaviors without good girlfriend behaviors. You see what I'm saying? And there's a difference between negotiating desire, which is, honey, what can I do for you to want to sleep with me? That is not how we bargain. That is not, like, we don't negotiate with the T word, okay? You understand? But here is how it goes. I am a successful, attractive, intelligent man. I will not give away my good behavior and commitment for free. I will not give away a relationship for free. I expect a certain degree of behavior. I expect a certain level of behavior in order for you to get what you want out of me. Do you see how it's different? Who is the prize in the first situation, and who is the prize in the second situation? In the second situation, the man is the prize. He knows that he's valuable, and he knows that his value is worth something in the exchange. And guys, there's something more. Should you start to be taken advantage of at any point in your relationship, you always reserve the right to walk away. So let's say, you choose to be monogamous with a girl, and she's good for 6 months. But in the 7th month, she decides, you know what, I'm going to start to pull away. I'm going to start to be cold in bed. I'm going to start to be annoying. I'm going to start to argue, whatever. You have literally no obligation to stay with the girl in the relationship. You can leave at any point. And this is why I recommend no cohabitation and no marriage. Because you then have leverage to walk away, which means you have power, which means that power can be leveraged for the sort of behavior you want, the sort of desire you want, etc. Because again, what is female attraction? Female attraction is respect. A woman can't respect a guy who gives everything for free, who has no self-worth. A woman can't respect a guy like that. So if you are the kind of guy that's giving away everything for nothing, well, I mean, you're going to have a bad time. All right, let's continue.
Tradwife TikTokers have a misplaced nostalgia for an imaginary past. How do I know? Let me walk you through some of the images from the original video that show a supposedly idyllic time to be a traditional housewife. First, we have actress Brigitte Bardot, which is a bit odd since she was a 50s and 60s sex symbol, synonymous with the sexual revolution and personal freedom. What I think really exposes this as tradwife fantasy is that most of these images come from advertisements. It's life as a woman as imagined by Mad Men. Like, take this picture from the original video showing a Edwardian-looking family going for an idyllic stroll. It was actually created in the 1950s or 60s by an artist named Bob Barron, who spent his career making advertisements for companies like Coca-Cola and designing covers for romance novels.
Right, so the idea is this. So these guys are trying to debunk the traditional feminine like housewife as being just advertisement, like it never existed. I mean, there is an argument to be made for that, right? There is an argument to be made for that. Like the argument is the following: women have always been how they are now. It's just now they have access to more men. So they kind of always were hypergamous. They always chose the best man they could get. They always were branch swingers. It's just they had less options, so they were less likely to in the past. And these traditional idyllic situations never really existed, except for apex men. I mean, that's quite likely to be honest. Okay, let's see what Hasan has to say about this.
That part is always funny because like American culture is so wholly owned by commodities and marketing that like, oh, we must return type content oftentimes exclusively revolves around what you're returning to is just like, again, marketing, but from the 50s.
Fantasy.
Like they'll always show like, oh, look at 7-Eleven on Twitter, shit like that will always pop off, and it'll be like a 7-Eleven from like 1970s, and it's like, why? What? Like, I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. What are we returning to? You're getting duped by marketing from a time when your fucking parents thought that like marketing from a time when your fucking life expectancy was like way shorter. It's just so stupid. It's like, oh, we must return to what? To asbestos and leaded gasoline and like, you know, toxic pollutants inside of the fucking toys. They will regularly fucking talk about like, oh man, microplastics are making us gay, which, you know, maybe. Or they'll say like, oh, the oils, seed oils are ruining our lives. And then you're like, what, you want to go back to an even worse time with like even more toxic pollutants? Like the fuck? A time when like doctors were literally telling you like, no, cigarettes are good for pregnancy. I love that. That was when things were so much better. Not saying that things are great, by the way. Obviously not. But like, why do you want to get your ass beat by a shitty husband so bad?
That's ad hominems, Hasan. But I do like this idea. Like, true. The world has never been a rosy unicorn and butterflies place. Never been. But the issue is that the relationship dynamics that existed before, a few generations ago, were better than the current ones and allowed for stable family formation. And that is doubtless, right? But yes, there were more toxins in the environment back then. There were more risks in terms of other things. There were less medical advancements. It's true. I mean, you take the good with the bad, right? Like we have, lots of good communication, but it also led to social media, which led to the, destruction of modern culture, etc. But it also allowed for the exchange of information and the creation of the, of the manosphere and of men exchanging notes and, becoming better as a whole. So, I mean, again, it's good and it's bad. It allows for people to get like businesses online that allow them to change countries and still make lots of money and live as digital nomads. That wasn't a thing you could do before. Like these things are great things. And Hasan is right. Like, the way that America has always worked, and I would argue not just America, but the entire world has worked, is off of propaganda and advertisement, right? Like, I don't think you guys understand how seriously bad advertisement is for the human brain, because if a message is repeated enough, the brain actually starts to believe it. So you need to actively avoid these advertisements, guys. Like, okay, you can listen to my advertisements. I'm just advertising myself, right? But I'm not trying to destroy you by tricking you into thinking that the product that I'm selling will actually make your life better when it's actually a lie. No, in my case, the product that I'm peddling actually will make your life better, which is my content, right? Like, again, when you know the truth that the earth orbits around the sun, you can make decisions with that knowledge in mind, with the truth as your anchor. And when you have the truth as your anchor, well, it's much easier to understand and predict the result that your decisions and that your actions will have. And that'll give you greater results in the future, right? I would consider it a grave insult to give you advice that I didn't think would work and that I didn't try myself, right? Like, why would I lie to you like Hasan does to make money? I just part of that hurts me. Just thinking in that way. I can't do it. Even though I could make more money lying to you. I couldn't live with myself if I knew that I had made money by purposely destroying the lives of people that I talk to, right? I couldn't live with myself if that was the case. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, I gotta look at this Tradwife hashtag, bro. This shit is gonna be so fucking stupid. It's just like, dude, if you're a Tradwife on TikTok, you're not a Tradwife. When you realize feminism only benefits corporate America, pushing women into careers, the higher taxes, making it extremely hard to live off one income. So the women who do want to stay with their children can't? What? Bro, why are all these women complaining about feminism instead of complaining about capitalism? It's not.
It's okay. It's actually, here's the irony. Are you ready? Capitalism actively funded womanism in order to break up the nuclear family so it could tax both groups. So the cancerous culture that we live in, that Hasan believes in wholeheartedly, was created in order to make money. And that's the sad truth. All right. Let's do this fake Tinder profile here. This is Hannah 23. Again, you can just Google these, but there's a lot to learn even from the fake ones. So Hannah is into socializing, sports, nights out, family and friends. She's always up for a laugh and deep in your A word if you're big enough, boys. So, I mean, I think you understand. This girl, she's interested in a certain kind of activity with Chad and only with Chad. And that basically reflects online dating perfectly, right? Like, these girls are interested in one thing with Beta Billy and in a different thing with Chad.
Not the feminism that's the problem, you fucking dingus. I don't understand it. How are you missing the point so aggressively? Crucially, marketing from a time when marketing itself was seen most broadly as truth, the zenith being blind trust in marketing, in what you were just fucking told to trust in. I mean, look, when we see dudes do this, you're like, okay, that makes sense. That's a dude. Like, of course, dudes have a sense of entitlement, and they're just gonna fucking blame fucking women because.
Oh my god. No. I don't blame women, okay? Here's the thing. It's not really about blame. Women's nature is women's nature, right? You're not going to change women's nature. So what is the point of trying to change women's nature? No, you need to understand women's nature so that you can then make decisions that don't destroy you. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Like, nothing in here is blame. It's not their fault that capitalism decided to break up the family unit, make women, entitled, la la la. It's not their fault, but you need to know that this is the way that the world is, otherwise you will be destroyed by it. And who gets wrecked the most? Men. Because men have to pay the alimony, they have to pay the child support, they get their kids taken away, they're guilty until proven innocent, etc. You have to understand these things. Because if you don't understand these things, well, guess what? Who stands to be hurt? Them or you? Well, obviously it's you.
It's like, that's a perfect vector for their anger, you know what I mean? Especially women that don't want to fuck them, right? But like, how are you a whole ass woman and also blaming like feminism instead of capitalism? Like, you should get it at least to a certain degree.
Show me your ring.
Oh, here.
Now tell me what you do for a living.
Oh, I love my husband.
And how did you get that awesome job?
Well, I became a better human being, and I became feminine and also shocking, submissive. So that was the secret.
Incredible. That's 50 out of 10. Golf clap. Amazing job. And then look at Hasan, he's looking at this like it's some kind of bad thing.
So what are your tips to women that want to be a housewife?
To embrace it. It's an actual job. You just can't get it in the public or private sector. Like, you need a man to hire you for it. But
Right.
that's okay.
Bro, we are so brain broken, dude. What the fuck? She's like, I built my resume in the housewife sector. We're so brain broken by capitalism that, like, even when she's describing, like, what is otherwise supposed to be this, like, idyllic lifestyle, this traditional, wonderful lifestyle, like, she's even got the fucking shine dress that she probably picked because she saw the meme. She went and she bought this, and even when she's describing fucking being, like, this traditional housewife woman who's, like, submissive or whatever, oh, dude, look at that tattoo. She got a fucking butterfly tattoo on her arm. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Yeah, because she used to sleep around with Chad, but then when she wanted to settle down, then she changed. It was implied in the TikTok. I don't know if you caught that, guys.
Anyway, yeah, you saw like you saw like a fucking cottagecore haul, and you bought everything from that haul just so you could be it, and now you're still using capitalist terminology.
Because if you think about it, you submit to your boss, who makes you.
Oh my god, yeah. Good job, Hasan. Okay, that's some astute commentary there. I agree entirely. Although, again, submitting to your husband is right. But I do agree. Like, these girls, they go to work, and they're not assholes to their bosses. So why are you being an asshole to your boyfriend? You see? If you wouldn't be an asshole to the guy on the street, don't be an asshole to your boyfriend. It's just the easiest advice in the world, right? Alright, guys. We're going to end the video there. So again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, especially if you took the time out of your busy day to listen to the end. You're awesome. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.